you for visiting our page. I am going to walk you through how to use this page. Sometimes a lot of people have issues using Excel, graphs on Excel. So this page, what it does is streamline the process and make it easy for you to use it. So let's say you have a Excel table or Excel sheet or whatever form of information you have. You can see right there, it gives you the options of what kind of file you can upload. You can upload as CSV and XLS or XLSX. So if I select a file, I'm going to use a sample file that I downloaded from Google just so I can show you this process. So I will click select and grab, this sample right here. You can click there, or you can click on the top right here where it says upload data. So those are two options you can do. So if you click on there, it should also does the same thing. So let's grab that file right there, sample data, and we open it up. So right now, when you open it up, the first thing you see is the key metrics. It tells you how many rows are on there, and then how many columns are on there. And then there's a AI chart suggestion. So in this area, you can practically ask the AI about how to build your dashboard options. It will help you, and then here you have questions you can ask AI about your data. So let's try to grab the data. Right now, this section has popped up. Add charts, so you can choose whether I want just one column. What that does is, if I click add chart, you see just one column, so one chart. But if I change that to two columns, that means I can add, you can see the chart move on there. I can add a second chart right here. If I do three charts, it will add three columns of chart right there. So if I add, it will do that. So now, if I have these three columns of chart right there, right now we don't have anything on there because the default is by chart. So if I click on chart types, on there is default is the bar chart. So let's try and grab this first one using the bar chart. So if I choose what I want to grab, let's say we want to grab unit cost. Let's say let me try unit cost. Yes, let's try unit cost, and let's grab that against the total cost. So you can see your bar chart pops up and shows you that. So if I wanted to change this graph, I can change that. Let's say I want to do the sideways bar chart. I can do the horizontal bar chart. You'll see it will change that to horizontal bar chart like that. And then you can do just about line chart. I will grab it as a line chart. And if I want to change, if I want to add more line charts on here on the y axis, I can add more stuff on there. So let's say I want to add the items, I want to add the units, and then since I already have unit cost, and I can grab, you can see it grabs those on there also. So let's say I want to change that graph. Let's I'm going to add all of these charts so you can see the difference. So let's do bar chart on this one. Let's do horizontal bar chart on that one. So let's change the data we're grabbing, the unit cost and total. So unit cost total on this one also. And then let's go down to the next one, which is the line graph, and it will grab that. So let's add more charts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 charts. I added those 10 charts just so I can be changing them to the various tab. You can see we were grabbing unit versus total, and then we wanted to grab area on the area. You see the area is similar to the line chart, except this bottom area is color coded to match area chart. So let's do the next one, unit cost and total. If I grab using, since we already do, let's do the pie chart, and it does that. Let's choose a different chart type, different chart type. Total, let's choose a different chart type. So since this is a pie, let's do a donut, and you can see that. So if I go down and I change the chart type from the donut, let's do the scatter plot. And what are we gonna plot? Let's try unit and total cost. You can see the scatter plot right there. Then let's grab stack bar chart, and then let's do the unit cost by the total, and you can see how it stacks it on there. And then if we do the stack area chart, it should also does the same thing, unit cost over total cost. It will do that. And then let's try different chart types. So let's cluster bars. So if we cluster bars, let's do the unit cost over the total cost. And then this group by representative, or we can group by region, or we can group by order dates. So you see, with this various cluster bar, you can group by different items. So if I want to group it by total, if I want to group it by unit cost, if I want to group it by units, if I want to group it by items, if I want to group it by reps, or if I want to just group it by region. I'll leave it as a region so you can see the central region, eastern and western regions. So it shows you on there. So let's try grabbing it by histogram or the heat map. Let's see the heat map. Let's see if we try to grab the heat map by the cost and then by total. Yeah, you can see the heat map, the way it's mapped on there. Let's try a different chart type. Let's try the pictogram. I love the pictogram just because it tells you in terms of, you can see the pictogram. It grabs it on the by pictogram. Let's add, okay, I still have one more chart that I added. Let's see the funnel. So let's try the funnel chart. Let's do funnel unit cost per total. I love that. It creates a real funnel. So I can add more charts on this dashboard. Let's add a few more charts so that we can test all the other charts. So let's go. Let's add. Let's try what other chart. Let's try the radar. The radar. You can see a radar right there. So if I add more stuff on the x-axis on the radar, let's try the unit cost, the units, and the items. Let's remove region. No, let's add region. So you can see how the radar is coloring the per unit cost. Let's remove the, let's try just the, okay, so let's try just by representative, let's see, by regions. You see, it kind of changes depending on what you select to grab, to add on that. Yeah, so you can see on there, so where those data are presented on the radar. Another thing that I can grab on there, let's see, the tree map. Let's radar, yes, let's try the tree. So if I grab the tree, the unit cost, and then let's grab the total, and then if I try to change that to, let's say, region, it doesn't grab, let's say total. All right, I guess my browser doesn't support that, so don't worry about that. You can always, you have all the other options to do that, but like I said, all you have to do is click select file, and then once you add the file, it will also tells you something below here. So right now you can change the number of the number of tables you want to grab. Remember how it says you have 43 rows on there. So you can if you want to grab the entire data, you can put your 43 on there. And then if you add a chart, let's do the bar chart, right? Let's grab that, let's say units per total. You see, it adds all of those data on there. So let's say I don't want to cram all the data there. I just want to grab the first 10, the first 10. So if I put 10 on there, you see it grabs just the first 10. So that will happen to any. So if I say no, let's see what happened to the first 5 units, it will change that. So depending on how much data you want to grab, you can change the number of stuff. Once you are happy with your graph, let's say you are happy, you just wanted to grab, let's say, area on, or let's say you wanted to grab the pie, uh, the units and total, and they wanted to do that. Once you're ready, you can export this into PDF. So let's say if I click export, and then I know you can do a one-time payment to get that record immediately, or you can do a subscription and use unlimited exports. So you can do unlimited export. Once you do subscription, you can export as many PDF as you want. So just remember, this is the easiest and fastest way for you to grab your data without the hassle of trying to do everything. Upload and do. So I can ask suggestions. So get suggestions, and it's going to generate those suggestions right there. Here are some suggestions. Bar charts, it will tell total sales by region, useful, computing, scatter plots, line charts, stack bar. So what this is telling you is the various ways and various table that you can graph. So if you uploaded data and you didn't know what to graph, this is a good way for this AI to suggest for you what kind of graph. So now that I know that I should grab a bar chart, a scatter plot, line chart, and a stack bar, I can come here and change that. The second one was a scatter plot. You can just change this to a scatter plot right there, and voila, it will give you that scatter plot. If you want to graph a line chart, if you change this to a line chart right there, voila, it should give you that line chart. Stack bar chart, you can do the stack bar. So this is the stack area, the stack bar chart, and it will give you that. You see, these are almost looking the same, but the information being grafted as is different. So this is stacked by the route, and because it's a stack, you can change by region, you can change by item, or you can change by units, or you can change by total cost, or you can change by just the total. So there's a lot of different options you can do on there. So let's do it by reps, and then it will tell you what the reps are. So Gil, you can see Gil's numbers, you can see JD number, Jones, Calville, and Sovino. All of these guys have their stuff on the by region. It will show you by central, east, and west. So those, and then just remember, you can export the data to PDF. Thank you for watching, and please help me by using this, subscribe so we can keep this going. Thank you.